And I'm also excited to have my co-caster here. Co-caster for today, going to be the one, the only, St. Rocks. How's it going, St. Rocks?
Hi, man. I am super excited to be here. It's going great, and I've been preparing myself for this. I solo cast a lot, so it's a new rhythm to co-cast with someone. But I'm putting effort into getting better and keeping up with you, man. You have so much experience, so yeah, I'm trying to keep up.
Now,
Stoked to be here. Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm excited to have you here. Definitely looking forward to having some fun. It's kind of interesting that we get this matchup here too. You have a history with Reason Gaming
Oh yeah.
specifically, so you've maybe heard about them once or twice before. No, but again, I'm really thinking that this should be a great series here. Nullstone showed
Definitely.
yesterday, especially, that they're here to play. They defeated Bad Monkey Gaming, of course, 2-0. It was a great series there, but they are looking good, man. They are looking good, especially. So I don't know. This is gonna be fun to see how it turns out here.
You know what? I think Recent Gaming and Nullstone both have they have pretty interesting playstyles that match up pretty good against each other when it comes to entertainment. Nullstone usually gets like the hard carrier and Beaver Banger, then like four pretty active heroes around him to build into some sort of mid game, late game. And Recent Gaming, they've been doing a lot of different stuff, but usually that's how they build as well. But it doesn't end up just being farm games. We usually get to see a lot of team fighting.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, exactly. I think again, it should just be pure entertainment here, not only for this, but again, the finals are today. We got a good day of Heroes and Earth ahead of us. So let's start talking about this match specifically coming at us. This being game number 1 of the series, of course. So looking at the initial bans, we got Midas, Warby, Swiftblade, and Puppet Master. It seems pretty routine. Midas is definitely kind of being considered as of late, definitely a go-to hero for a lot of teams. What is your take on Midas and how he's become so popular once again?
He is absolute god tier. After the buff to his ulti, he's so good in a solo lane. It's definitely not no surprise that he gets banned this early.
Yeah. Picks
And
as far
also
as... Well, go
also
ahead.
Nullstone plays him a lot. I've been checking up the replays. They play Midas a lot.
Yeah. No, they even run a Suicide Midas actually quite a bit. I think Asuka
Yeah.
plays it from time to time. And Suicide Midas isn't as popular amongst all the teams. A lot of people like to run him in that middle. But yeah, Nullstone, they not only run him quite a bit, but again, in that Suicide role. So it's
Yeah,
interesting seeing that, how it works out for them. Um,
definitely.
the actual picks that are happening, though, let's take a look at those. Magmus into Moira, Parasite into Bubbles, and Pyromancer into Cthulhu Font is what we ended up having. So what are you noticing here, Saint?
Hmm. I'm seeing a really aggressive mid lineup from Recent Gaming, most likely, with a Magnus Pyromancer killer lane. Cthulhu Fan as a response to Parasite being banned, I suppose.
Hmm.
I know that Nullstone really likes to run a jungler, so they're probably looking for a much less aggressive early game.
Yeah.
And Dark Lady picked. What about that?
Yeah, that's Reason Gaming over here, getting their hard carry. You made mention, of course, Beaver Banger, notoriously known for playing the hard carry himself, and also a team that likes to go late game, of course. And what better hero to compete in the late game than a Dark Lady? So I wouldn't be surprised if anything, that's ultimately what it may be the decision here for Reason Gaming to pick up Dark Lady. Realizing that we're going against Nullstone, it's a good chance it's going to be a late game. Let's go with a hero that has potential to be dangerous in the
Yeah,
late game.
exactly.
So
Heads up plays or draft here from Imba Boy.
yeah.
And so we get, let's see at the matchups here. We got Parasite versus Cthulhu Fence, or like in the jungle roles. Parasite is probably going to do slight better here. He farms generally a little bit faster in the jungle than Cthulhu Fence. However, Cthulhu Fence has his stun level 2. That's pretty damn awesome if you manage to fit it up with something properly. So I think that's what they're looking at right now. The next pick is going to be something that can work well with Cthulhu Fence ganks.
Yeah. All right, so the 4th pick now for Nullstone. Yeah, we'll see what they end up doing. Again, who's going to be their carry is the ultimate question, too. They always like to troll me as well with that Berserker, man. And one of these times they'll pick it up again, but probably not today. Madman coming out. Okay, so again, is that going to be a carry or a Suicide Madman?
That is the versatility of Madman that comes into play. He can do both. So that's a good question. I wouldn't believe that you don't want to lane Bubbles mid against Pyromancer Magnus lane because he doesn't have the HP. He has a shell serve, that's great, but Magnus stuns, Pyromancer stuns, you're in a combo. You're gonna die if you're Bubbles.
Yeah. All right.
So, mm, It's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how they're going to deal with this Magnus Pyromancer lane. It could very well take over the game by doing really well in mid. Whoa. Okay.
We're
Well,
somebody ran Wild Soul yesterday, or was it? Or maybe no, that was
it
on
was Sane.
Thursday. Was it on Thursday?
Sane played this in the Sol C matchup. He played Wild Soul.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. It was on. No, it was yesterday. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. That's right. Against Team Grief. Yeah. So they're liking the Wild
Oh,
Soul apparently.
really?
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean, if they also ran it yesterday, well, they did. I do remember seeing Sane play Wild Soul against Solsi, I believe, in the last game as
Yeah,
well.
no, you're right. You're right. Now, did they run it yesterday as well, Quincy? Because that's what I remember on Thursday against Solaire Club. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I cut you off there, but yeah,
No, that's good fine.
they ran it. Yeah, but so this is something that apparently they're liking here a little bit lately, which is interesting, especially now that we know he's going to have a rework coming up very shortly.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
yeah.
How much information has been leaked? Like I was part of the balancing call, but so I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to spoil anything here.
Leak too much here. There
Yeah,
we go. Okay,
exactly.
Quincy pointed that out. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Final pick, Ravener, on the other hand, for Nullstone. And it's going to be a carry Ravener in the hands of Beaverbanger. You sound a little unsure about that.
I love it, man.
Okay.
People who have watched my stream, they know that I like Ravener. I played maybe a little bit too much. Like, he is considered Team M Cancer, and I play him maybe a little bit too much. But I mean, that hero, he is so like you just need to be everywhere. You need to think your next move ahead, else you're gonna lose your charges. And yeah, loving it.
Yeah. Now, this is not typical Nullstone, though. You know, we're just sitting here talking about how they like to take it to the late game. Beaverbanger notoriously plays the hard carry hero, the hard carry role. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
technically he's playing the carry role here, of course, but again, it's not your typical late game. Is this
Wow.
because they want to, finish this sooner than later? Is safe to say?
I don't think you want to go late game against the Wild Darkly. I think that's what their thought process was. Like, I mean, those two are pretty strong and tanky. So yeah, I think they just wanna. I think they wanna end this like mid before late game.
Yeah.
I think that's the thought process, and that's why Beaverbanger didn't get like an Oogie or something that could uh, go potentially super late.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so let's looking back at reasons landed now with the Wild Soul final pick. We're caught up, when was picked last, whatever. How they've been doing this a little bit lately, but you're right. Oh, I mean, holy crap! This is a very greedy lineup here from Recent
Hmm.
Gaming. Dark
Hmm.
Liddy and Wild Soul, both heroes that need time to farm
Yep.
early on in the game. Is that going to come to hurt them? You think?
Oh yes, oh yes. This is where Ravenor personally shine. Look, I mean, if there's not applied pressure to Ravenor, he's going to have 600 GPM. Sure, he is going to farm the entire his side's jungle and his side's 2 lane, but he's going to have 6 to 700 GPM, and he will absolutely crush everyone that lanes close to him. Like this is this is a good setup for Ravenor. He's going to have a good chance at snowballing, and a snowballing Ravenor, I think we all know, is pretty damn deadly.
Yeah. It could be scary, no doubt. So, looking forward to seeing that potential there. But again, nothing guaranteed, of course. Look at Wild Soul using that boo boo, of course, and getting to keep it. Even with two heroes immediately going on it, and Rasenetta, I mean, he's just like, I
Yeah,
don't
no.
even care. He can't do anything about it.
That's the strength of a Boo Boo.
Yeah, strength of the Suicide Wild Soul. So Zane already off to a good start there.
I mean, he did lose the Archer, so not gonna be as great. Looks like he's gonna he's gonna lose the XP on the Archer, but yeah, he did get the pull off, so he's gonna have lane control most likely.
Yeah.
With yeah, okay, and mid lane it's going to be Magnus Pyromancer versus Bubbles. Bubbles is already half HP. Like, as soon as these two guys in mid hit level 2, Bubbles won't be able to like survive a Magma stun initiation on him, and he's already getting boxed out.
Yeah, he's Fuzzy Sloth definitely already having some trouble against Near here on the Pyromancer. You see Near even stop canceling the the Dragonfire stun up phase. You're going to take some tower damage though. So
Yeah, a little bit interesting there.
a little bit of a miss.
So how about the new Bubbles Avatar break? How do you
It's
like
awesome, dude. This whole 8-bit set. I mean, the attack animation's sweet. Like the replicating the fireball from Mario games and stuff. That's freaking awesome. I love these skins, and there's still more to come. Yeah, the Puppet Master one just came out too recently. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, the Game Master.
Nier's getting low. He's getting low.
Okay, he's gonna be fine, but
Oh.
he's
Playing
missing
ballsy.
stuns here, and that can cause issues.
I mean, if he misses the next stun, Bubbles is gonna go for him.
Yeah.
Because then he's not gonna have mana for anything else.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
That'd be a little bit silly. But how about the bot lane? So we got Dark Lady versus Madman. I mean, Dark Lady is not known to being a strong laner. Madman, however, is a strong laner, so I'm not sure what to expect from here. Imberboy did get pulled to help out, so yeah. I mean, what's your take on that?
As far as Dark Lady versus Madman?
Hmm?
I mean, I would think Madman could definitely fare. So, I mean, Madman's definitely, when it comes to 1v1, with the skill set, with the stock especially, he's going to get last hits. Expect him to have a pretty good time right here. And unless Parasite comes over with Dust in hand to gank this Madman, I expect Asuka to have a pretty good time. How do you feel?
I'm definitely agreeing with you on that point. Like, Madman is supposed to have a pretty decent time, and he has a ward down, so he will see Parasite if he moves in. I mean, Dark Lady is able to set up with the sounds, so he won't be able to stalk away.
Yeah.
But he has a pretty good ward right now, so yeah. I think Madman's going to have a lot better time than a usual Suicide.
Yeah.
Mid lane? Nope, that was just...
Well, they were trying, but again, Bubbles with that take cover, he actually take covered perfectly on top of the Dragonfire stun follow-up, and did not even come close to dying as well. In fact, Magnus took a lot of tower damage in return. So Bubbles, Fuzzy Slots is actually playing this pretty well so far. And he's having his creep farm? 5 and 3, so not the most creep farm, but he's staying alive at least.
Yeah, his first and foremost job in mid lane is to get XP against this lane. Like, no one expects him to win it, especially now that they're level 3. They can kill him in one combo if Bubbles, like, unless Omi, did you see that? Omi was trying to bait out a takeover from him by walking up like that.
Yeah, trying to see.
When you're in a lane and you have the aggression, something Limp did a lot. I'm sure most of the viewers remember Limp. Was he always won the battle of farm. Oh, top lane. Haste!
Pyromancer. Yeah,
Awesome.
That could be big, actually. Pyromancer might be in trouble now. Perfect rune coming out for Cthulhu. Fun Travel comes in. Magnus will stun Bubbles in the background, trying to save his teammate. If anything, Shell Surf still connects. So there's a Saga of the Sea and Bloodlust kill in favor of Nullstone Gaming. It could be 2 as well. Onmi in trouble. He does not have mana for another stun. The trample comes through. What you got? Double tap, and that's all because of the RNG haste rune. At least Parasite will come in for a counter kill. Well, that's big.
Oh my god. The haste rune, man. Oh my god. That's like RNG that can win you the early game, just like that.
That's why you rune control. That's why it's so important.
Exactly. That is so true. Let's see. Let's compare Wild Soul to Madman. We have Madman on 240 GPM almost, and Wild Soul is sitting at what? He's sitting at 140. Okay, so Madman definitely having a lot better time here.
Yeah. Wild Soul's always interesting, though, because, again, we don't expect him to usually have a great start. I mean, it's in that Suicide role, it's just notoriously known for being a very, very slow start, but gradually increases as the game goes on, and then eventually gets that mock, of course, and then that's the timing of taking off. So, yeah, I don't think we should be surprised that he's not doing too well, right?
No, I think you're right. However, the better start the Wild Soul gets, the faster he's going to get that mark. With below 200 UPM in the start, his mark is usually going to pop like a little bit later than the 20-minute mark. And, the earlier you can get that mark, obviously, the better it is.
Yeah. Would you ever see a case to not go Mock of Brilliance on Wild Soul, or is it just like, that's just why pick up the hero if you're not doing that?
I remember seeing Sai do it, not doing it once, but that came down to him just being killed over and over and over again. He just felt that he never would get the 3K, for the Sword of the High. So he just, I seem to recall he went face boots on the bear and Wild Soul, and then he built into Basher, I believe. No. He a charge hammer. A charge hammer.
Oh, okay.
Thunderclaw.
Yeah.
Thunderclaw. That's a different round. It doesn't deal that the same amount of damage, but it's still okay.
Well, and
But yeah.
that was before Thunderclaw was as it is now, honestly. So
Yeah.
I actually think you could justify possibly going to Thunderclaw because it's buffed now compared to especially what it even used to be. Again, I'm not saying he should here by any means, but it's something that you could think about. But it's just not a hero we see enough. I
Gives
think
attack
that people
speed.
wouldn't think about that.
Exactly. Yeah. It gives attack speed for the Boo Boo,
Yeah.
more proc chances, and it deals pretty decent damage.
Mhm.
Oh, look at that! There we got 2 players scouting uphill,
Yeah.
and the 2 event.
There we go. They're going to jump in here. Magnus with the follow-up. Lava Surge, and Pyromancer gets revenge right there. Owen Meat with credit for the kill, so good find.
I think he's in trouble here.
Is he? Oh my god, he is in
Yeah.
a little bit of trouble. He turns around with a Dark Blade, so maybe Madman's the one that needs to start falling back. Yeah, again, so he's going to be fine for the time being. He only has a couple charges on the Mana Bread. You see Madman's taking advantage of that. And he's going to force him to charging strike. So he's still
he's
going
going
in.
for it.
He missed the barrel roll. If Fosca hits that, that could be a kill. And now in return, he's
That
going
would
to
have
be
been a
fine.
kill break.
Yeah. What level is that barrel roll? That's level 4. Yeah, no, that would have been a kill, definitely.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Dark Lady.
unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Well,
Now Parasite's moving in.
trying
I
to
mean,
see if he
Oscar
can
is
catch him.
sitting at almost 200 DPM, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that he should definitely land it all the time. Like 200 ping can make it hard to land, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
By the way, guys, obviously we're casting the Null Stone versus Raising Gaming series here. Sync versus Team Disband is also being casted by a couple of casters, from my understanding. Matthew Matico, my co-caster yesterday, he's actually casted it, so you can check out his stream. And I think King Eraser is also casting it. So there, you got options here as far as watching both of these games and perhaps get that dual streaming going on. But of course, we'll keep an eye on it as far as the score updates.
Yeah,
Let's see how it
definitely.
turns
I mean,
out, but
if this series ends early and the other one doesn't, I suspect we could just pop in
always.
there as well.
That's how it works. If that happens, to, and it is interesting. It seems like that's happened a lot lately, where we choose a series, and guess it's a good series, but in the end they're able to jump into another one. So perhaps it'll be the same thing today. We'll see how that one turns out. But
Two fans, look at his positioning here.
Yeah.
He's really aggressively positioned,
yeah, what
away
you
from
got?
farm and everything. Oh, that's an ancient block already.
Is that actually be able to block? Yeah, I guess it is close enough. Huh?
Yeah. I
That makes
guess
sense.
they're just, what are they afraid of? A Dark Lady farming ancients at this point? That's a really early ancient block in my opinion. I would have gone for like vision, up the stone face on
Yeah.
top of that hill. You get a lot of vision when you're going to be farming close to the second tier tower, but I guess they just want to block the ancients.
Well, that's a good point, actually, because not only is it an interesting spot and the Ward of Sight's not giving you any vision, but you would think that you could have done the same thing with the Rev Ward, and it might have made more sense to invest in going to the Rev Ward instead and then do that there, and then use the Ward of Sight for the actual vision purpose. So maybe not the most efficient use of Ward of Sight, is safe to say.
Yeah. I think we could have gotten a little bit more out of that. But regardless, it's gonna do what you wanted it to do. So in that sense, bot lane.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure right
That
here.
is
Skeleton King coming in from Parasite, and the burst way too much to handle. So that's the silences, man. Dark Lady going in with the Dark Blades, and then the Face Hug on top of that.
No stock.
Could not get away. Parasite even had dust. I don't even think he had to use it there. No, he didn't. He still has the 2 charges, so not even necessary.
You know what? Bubbles hasn't died. I'm really surprised at how well Fossisloth has played out the mid lane. I really I have not seen this happen before. A Magnus and a Pyromancer against the Bubbles. Usually the Bubbles gets killed a lot in mid lane. So much that he has to go find new lands. But Fossisloth has been here, and yeah, he's just doing really awesome.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And you know who else is doing awesome? Look at Beaverbanger, man. He is just free farming like a boss. 470 gold per minute. He's 85-0. I want to say that's got to be damn near perfect at this later on in the game. Now, bottom lane, by the way, Madman's, he might be in a little bit of trouble. He went for the kill on a Dark Hoodie, and he is going to fall before he gets the kill. Parasite assistance. Guaranteeing that. Moira, however, coming in with those shards of Hardcon, gets the stun off on a Dark Hoodie. Will she by the time trample in from Cthulhu Fawn? He didn't activate Obliterate, though. If he did, he might have actually... That could have been
Yeah.
close to taking out Dark Lady, but he chose not to, and now he's just trying to get away, as he does have Moira's assistance for that. Yeah, it's just going to be a little bit back and forth, but I think
Magnus?
ultimately is going to be fine. Yeah, there's the trample. So, yeah, I want to say, honestly, Obliterate, that's pretty good range on it. That could have actually hit Dark Lady, but
I was thinking the same
chose
thing.
not to.
It felt like he could at least hit Dark Lady with the one beam that would do the job, but I guess he just didn't feel like going for it.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to Ravener here. I mean, look here, he has another 1,300 gold saved up. This is amazing creep farm. 96 creep kills. He's 30 ahead of anyone else in the game at nearly 12 minutes in. He is doing ridiculous.
This is very dangerous if you're the Legion team. This is exactly what a Ravener looks like when he's about to snowball you. Depends on, like, Beaverbang has two options here. He could go for the Polkey or he could go for the Thunderclaw. Usually you go Thunderclaw if you just expect to keep on farming for another solid 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
But if he feels like he can kill something, he's going to get the Polkey and go for Wild Soul. And honestly, he can kill Wild Soul. At this point, Wild Soul has what? He has like 600 HP. You know what? Ravener with full charges, he kills that in 2 hits.
Mm-hmm.
On top, like with the combo and everything. So mid lane.
Bubbles trying right there to set up, but Magnus a little too quick to react. Going to be fine. So, but yeah, I also like what you got. He's been very active this game. He's 2-2-0 so far, but he has no doubt been all over the map, and he's obviously causing issues for several heroes here on the Legion side. So, but overall, I mean, it does tend to be an even game as far as the stats are concerned. And Ravener, as great as he's doing, you got Dark Lady also doing pretty well, and she's getting closer to that Rune Cleaver. And of course, you have the timing of the Wild Soul. Now, 1,700 gold saved up. It looks like he's choosing to sit on the red boots. That's always an interesting too with Wild Souls, whether they upgraded Ghost Marchers on one or even both of them before going for the Mock of Brilliance. He's going to sit on the red boots, though, it looks like.
Yeah. Usually you upgrade to Ghost Marchers if you feel that you can't make the Mock of Brilliance in one go. Like, if you get put under too much pressure, you go to the Ghost Marchers and try to be active in team fights without the Mock.
Yeah.
But Zane is not feeling that kind of aggression right here, so he's probably going to try to go for Mock in one go.
Yeah.
That's what I would expect, at least.
Yeah. So, Strider's obviously on your stuff, too. It can be a pretty powerful pickup, especially with the new regen now. Again, there's a couple of these items that have been changed since we've seen Wild Soul quite a bit. And now you get that good regen on top of the Striders, and also only being 150 gold. So I think that could prove to be the best option. Bottom lane once again, man. The Dark Blade's missed initially. Will it matter? Tain Soul comes out. Moira coming in with the Ephemeral Force. Trying to get the knife. Big ball lightning coming out as well. The Arcane Vortex. It's going to stall, but Dark Lady gets killed. Now Parasite also going to get taken out. Beaver Banger with a double tap, and now 550 gold per minute. And he's going to go to the Ancients. He went a Thunderclaw, by the way. It is ridiculous how farm this hero is going to be at only 15 minutes into the game. This is not good for Reason Gaming right now.
Did you see how fast he killed Dark Lady? He hit her twice, and she died. With full charges.
Yeah.
That is the power of Ravener right there. And he's going to keep bowling. He's going to keep... Like, if he can keep up, like, soon he's going to be fat enough to just go into the enemy jungle and just farm that with, like, probably Moira behind him or something like that. Mm-hmm. Farm the jungle, and then gank bot lane and mid lane as he pleases. That's how you do it in TMM. And at this point, Beaver Banger is more farmed than you are in your average TMM game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's scary.
It's going to be tough for Recent Gaming to deal with this hero.
He's going to get the portal key next, right? To follow up now?
Yeah.
That makes sense there. So, well, what do you think then on top of that? I mean, because again, with how fast he's farming here, it's just going to keep coming. He gets the portal key. What would you say? Want to see more comment like an Insanitarius even or something, or a different route?
All right. So there's like it's a little bit more open to. It looks like what Firebrand. He's going hardcore Ravener. He's going.
Really?
I was talking with a viewer yesterday about like going Polkey and play the kind of roaming Ravener instead of just. And the viewer wanted Ravener to build like a hard carry, like without the Polkey, because it takes away a slot for you technically. Mm-hmm. It looks like that's what Beaverbanger's attempting to do here. However, the problem with that is he won't be able to snowball as hard. And as you can see, he lost all his charges. That may be because his team is not letting him get the entire jungle. But Usually, right, usually you get Polky at this point. You start killing everything you touch,
Yeah.
and then you get I would probably get Shrunken Head in a competitive game against Magnus, Pyromancer, and Parasite. So a Shrunken Head follow up on that, and at that point, I mean, there's no one that can run away from you. You're gonna kill him. Oh, mid lane? No.
Madman, he has a haste rune and takes a stun, though. Parasite following it up, steals that haste rune, of course, with the face segment in the background. The kill field happened, and they get the quick burst onto Pyromancer. So it will be the 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Nullstone Gaming right there. Well played, and good reaction to help the teammate. You look at the Invis Cthulhu font with a double damage rune, by the way, in the middle lane. He also just got his portal key, speaking of that. Bottom lane, though, they're going to collapse right here on a Madman and take him out. Magnus and Dark Lady being those heroes. Magnus also has his portal key, so we are seeing some key items coming out here for both of the teams right now. But they get the middle tower push. Rune Cleaver, is that the second broadsword? I believe it is. Yes, it is. So that means Rune Cleaver. Oh, they're still in the Ancients, by the way. They're still in the triple stack Ancients. That is big. Because Beaver Banger's going to get most of that farm.
That's what Dark Lady would use her Cleaver on as first thing. And now Beaver Banger is going to soak up all that farm.
Yeah, that's perfect timing too. Again, he just got the Rune Cleaver. That's brutal.
Things are just clicking for Nullstone in this game. They're just clicking. Like all these little timings are just meshed really well together. Did you said someone bought the Polky? Was it
Cthulhu has one, and Magnus. Somebody else just bought one. That's Bubbles. Bubbles just got it.
Oh. Okay.
To him. You know, I want to go back to the Ravener point, though, you're talking about. And you know what this is to me? What do we keep going back to about Nullstone Gaming as far as describing them as a team? They like to go late game. Beaver Banger loves the hard carry. I really think this is them almost getting lost in that. It's just so routine. He's not necessarily thinking about, wait a second, he's a hero that snowballs like crazy with a portal key earlier on. I mean, we saw his damage at the bottom lane. You mentioned 2 hit a Dark Lady, for Christ's sake.
Yep.
Yet he's being very greedy with this choice. Now, I'm not saying this won't work out, obviously, but I really do think it's that mindset that they're so used to. That's why he's doing this.
I think you're right. Like, because right now, if he gets a portal key, what are they gonna do about this Ravenor? He's gonna jump someone and kill them in the go, like before someone reacts.
Yeah.
Or at least have them really, really low. Like if Omi or Math H as he goes by now, if he's like really, really up on his Asian fingers, he might be able to save someone. But Ravenor is still gonna be putting them to 20%. But yeah, they're playing it a little bit, as you said, greedy. Ravenor is building Frostburn.
Yeah, he just got the Ice Brand as well. So, back here we do see Bubbles going with the kill field. Now, Parasite was there. Kind of caught him off guard as he faced Huxley. But Parasite going to be locked down. Parasite does go down. Arcane Vortex catches Waltz in the background. Dark Lady jumps in with the Dark Blades. Ravenor's taking some good damage. Ravenor will fall, but at what cost? Nice stun from Pyromancer right there, saving a couple teammates and going to start forcing them to fall back. The Shards of Hardcon gets a good stun off as well at the last second, and that should be it unless Madman. He wants to go get that kill. Meanwhile, in the background, what you got does get picked off. Mammoth's chasing, though, with the regen rune. Oh, this is going to be close. Dark Lady, nice job right there.
Ava Boy spotted it.
That's going to be enough. But they get Ravener kill. That's huge, obviously, from the Legion side.
You know why he got killed?
What's that?
Because Magnus got to stun him.
Okay.
Because he didn't have a portal key. Like that's what I told. That's my opinion versus the guy I was talking with this about yesterday. Like, if Ravenor doesn't get in position to hit someone in the face, he doesn't get his damage off, and he doesn't get to be the Ravenor that we know from now. If you're familiar with that guy, he played a lot of Ravenor and just completely stomps with him in TMM. It's like, I feel like Beaverbanger went into the fight. He got stunned by Magnus, then he got stunned by Pyro, then he took got a slow from Parasite, and he kind of didn't do anything.
Yeah, he really didn't put out a whole lot of damage. You're right. I had the replay up right there, too, to double-check exactly what happened. But you're right. It goes back to that idea that he's playing a very greedy, playing a little bit more of a farming presence at this point. Now, he does have the Ice Brand, so, of course, that will bulk him up as well, which is a good thing. Yeah. And too bad he didn't have that in the last fight, because, honestly, that could have actually saved him at that time. But it was still being delivered, so... They do get the kill, though, on him at his first death again. He's now 2-1-1 here, but he's still farming 560 gold per minute. But guess who's catching up is the Dark Lady at 425 now with the Rune Cleaver. She also has, I'm guessing, an Abyssal Skull. No, she went the Firebrand, actually. herself. So not too
Yeah.
the Abyssal Skull. What do you think of that?
I think she's expecting Tankafet to do it. You know, Tankafet likes to go Abyssal Demonic Breastplate on Parasite with
True.
the puzzle box. So I think they had this worked out as a team. They're like, you do this, I do that. All right, check. And that way it saves Immoboy from using 2K on something you would consider a support item, technically, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not against that at all.
All right. And then on top of that, though, Wild Soul, I'm pretty sure just got enough gold for that
Yeah.
mock. He certainly did. So it's just a matter of purchasing it, and that's going to be happening. So again, we talk about that timing all the time, and well, not all the time, but when we happen to see a Wild Soul,
Yeah.
that's important.
And it was like around the 20-minute mark, as I mentioned earlier. Like he didn't have that great farm, but he didn't get killed, so he managed to stay around the 200 DPM, and that means mark 22. And bot lane, we have a lot of aggressive positioning here from Hellborn, but I'm not sure what they really are trying to do here.
Especially without Ravener, he's busy kind of farming the Ancients over here. And again, he doesn't have a portal key, so it's not like he can just get there really quickly as far as joining the team.
That's my main problem with this. I would say portal key is core on a Ravener.
Yeah.
And you know, like why build Ravener late game when Dark Lady, kind of like, in my opinion at least, Dark Lady is a stronger late game than Ravener. If Dark Lady is 6-slotted and Ravener is 6-slotted, Dark Lady wins.
Yeah.
Just because she is, like, her spells are just, yeah, they're a little bit more potent, in my opinion, and from my experience. Conqueror is attempted, though.
Yeah, they're going to do it pretty quickly. Again, Madman especially leading the way with that, with those the gash adding up and how much damage he's able to do. So this is going to be a free Conqueror coming. There's a Ward of Sight over here. They probably noticed that they were sneaking in the Conqueror pit, but it's again, the idea of they just don't feel comfortable trying to stop this. So let it be. And I'm guessing on Ravener, yeah. What did he get rid of? He got rid of the TP that he had. Okay. TP currently. Ubu's going to die. Ubu got picked up there.
Usually when I play Ravener, I don't go for the block gels because I like to keep a mana pot on me that I can drop on the ground and then hit when I start to lose charges. That way you can keep up your 100 charges almost at all times. It's something that now did as well. It's just like Ravener is not really a Ravener without full charges, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And with this build, I mean, you're not going to put your blood shells on the ground and destroy it. That's silly. But if you have a 50 gold mana pot, you can. I mean, that's a fair trade.
Huh. That's actually really interesting. We did. I remember a game a little bit ago that actually happened. He destroyed some item, and we were like, what is he thinking? What is he doing? Oh, yeah, over here we do see a jump on a Moira, and that should be a cut. Oh, the Arcane Vortex is going to stall it. It's going to be alive a little longer. Well, he might have bought enough time, though. Yep, here we go. Cthulhu Funny comes in with a trample, a little bit awkward initially, but they should be able to get Parasite as they do right there. So that Arcane Vortex, it's stalled long enough to get the counter kill.
That is a good trade.
Yeah, very
That's a
good
level
trade.
9 for a level 13, and they get 2 puzzle box minions on top of that.
Yeah, but you know what? Saying right, look at the gold dip for how crazy Beaverbanger's doing. It's practically identical right now, just barely 1,000 lead. But that goes back to Wild Soul and especially Dark Lady, and how they're going to constantly get better and better themselves.
If you check the gold chart, the GPM chart, I mean, it's like Beaverbanger is the soul. He's like the tower of his team. And then Recent Gaming has a lot more, like, a little bit more flat, lined out graph. Dark Lady is still towering over the rest of her teammates, but it's a little bit better balanced between the heroes. And yeah, this is what I was talking about as well. This is just like the two teams that have 4 heroes each that just focus on the early being aggressive, and then they have the hard carry that they work around.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Lady is far on GPM now.
I really think Nullstone's going to regret specifically Beaverbanger not going that portal key when he had the chance earlier on. And what did he get? Okay, he just got a shrunken head, so that's, of course, going to be a big item pickup. But his mobility still is lacking slightly. Granted, he's running nearly haste speed because of that electrical feedback in the ultimate, so it's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, he is. When he's full charged, he is hard to catch, and he hits very hard. And the whole trick to Ravener is to keep up those charges. Like, if you have full charges when you get ganked, there's a pretty good chance you can turn around that gank. Because Surprisingly enough, a lot of players still don't respect Ravener. A full
Yeah.
charge Ravener, that hits.
Oh boy, Dark
Dark
Lady's in
Lady.
trouble. The ball landing is going to miss right there. Parasite is also nearby.
Shrunken head.
Shrunken Head going to be popped, and Parasite will be fine too. So, yeah, that was very close. He was hoping that he would have continued to farm, but he didn't. And bottom lane in the meantime, Wild Soul pushing. This is what's going to start happening now more and more. That's the strength of Wild Soul, of course. Split pushing. He's one of the best heroes at it. Meanwhile, though, they catch Tanka Fett. He's in a lot of trouble. Cover of Darkness comes out. It's not going to save him, though. They're still able to. Dark Lady not going to go in herself, of course, in the end. Bottom lane. Magnus here. Oh, Eruption. He wants to go in. He is going to jump. Mammon has a Shrunken, though. We should have realized that. And he's stunned way too late there.
Interesting. Well, I mean, when if you think about it, like I haven't really noticed Oscar too much this game, but he has a Shrunken head, and he is technically a really hard. Madman is a hard carry. He is harder than Marzo, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you get a lot of farm on both Madman and Ravener, it's against, like, between Ravener, Madman, and Dark Lady Wild Soul, it's going to be pretty close. Maybe that was the thinking from Beaverbanger, that, you know, he's pretty convinced that they have the late game.
Yeah.
There could be something there.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Madman, I mean, I
think
agree with you. Madman's crazy. Madman, we've seen it before. If he gets that inventory. But again, Madman's not the focus. If he was the focus and maybe Ravener was like an initiator secondary carry, then honestly, that way, I could actually see it being a little more realistic. But with Ravener being the focus farm and the carry, the actual true carry, that's why I'm a little bit more worried for Nullstone when it comes to that. Because Dark Lady, she is going to start hitting very hard herself as this game picks up. And then Wild Soul, it's been a long time since we've seen a really farm Wild Soul, but let me just remind you, Boo Boo, it's not even really Wild Soul, it's Boo Boo, of course, that just does so much work, and you can't do much about it because he's so tanky, so beefy, and when you kill him, he just spawns another one right away, and they do the same thing. So good luck dealing with that. I really think there's they can compete late game, but they want to try to end it here sooner than later. But again, they're not necessarily doing that. Nullstone is playing more of the farm style.
Yeah.
In the end, so
I feel like you should have gotten another carry than Ravener if you wanted to just sit and farm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like the playstyle of Ravener is just like get kills and get like of course you need to farm, but still, I mean, why would you get a Ravener if you can get a Dark Lady?
Yeah.
Well, the immediate thing that comes to my mind is, well, Ravener starts working like 10 minutes before Dark Lady, so you can take advantage of that. But they're not taking advantage of that. They're just sitting and doing exactly the same thing as you would have done with the Dark Lady.
Yeah.
And also, they didn't use their token at all. It just ran out.
That's true, yeah. Just wore off. He's got a TP now. He has another 3,000 gold saved up, but they're going to push this middle tower in. But you just look at the bottom and the top lanes, though. The creep waves are pushing into the Hellborn base, so they're going to have to deal with that as they'll start porting back. So, yeah, the split push is starting to become more and more real here. You got Puzzle Box, Parasite, you got Wild Soul, of course. Dark Lady is pretty efficient at it, so it's clear game plan here for Reason is just keep them distracted and try to get to that late game where they know that at least that's their best chance to pull out a victory. So.
I'd say they're pretty well in their way. Dark Lady with 550 GPM, that's usually like something you don't want to play against after the 30-minute mark. And he still doesn't have the items yet to be truly dangerous, but give him 5-10 minutes more. He's gonna have two tiers more of item, and that's when Dark Lady starts to work.
Let's try to speculate on what Ravener's going to get here before he actually picks it up, though. I mean, he's got Frostburn, Shrunken, Thunderclaw, Abyssal. Well, this is what he's worked with so far. Is it a Savage Mace? Could you even see something like that? Just raw damage or no?
That's no. He can't do that. He has 2k HP. He's gonna get killed. Ravener needs to look into like. Maybe honestly a wingbow. I wouldn't put it past him to get a wingbow since Dark Lady is gonna be forced to get the Savage Mace herself.
What about that option? But what about like a Behemoth? Because he is a strength hero after all. What happened? They tried. Okay. Behemoth's Heart on Ravener. Would you?
Yeah, I mean that could work. Like usually, if you're just tanky enough to like, so you don't go down to the to the burst from the other team, you're going to be able to deal a ton of damage with your charges. It could work, but yeah, it feels like when you have Ravener as a hard carry, you might want to go for a little bit more. Madman is not really strong enough yet to pick up the, like, if Ravener dies or if Ravener doesn't deal the damage he needs to, there's no one else on this team yet that can really make up for it. So it's a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised to see he could upgrade both his items with, the charged hammer, the Thunderclaw into charged hammer, and then his Frostburn into the Dawnbringer. But that's not something I favor either.
No,
it's tough, man.
I figure he might as well. Oh, actually, he's in some trouble right here. He's pushing really far by himself. Now,
what's he doing?
He's even still standing there as if he's fine, and I guess he doesn't have a Shrunken. He has team support coming in, so maybe that's what he was thinking. And he is going to be, and there we go.
Obviously. We
have our answer. Behemoth's Heart is sure enough going to be the case here.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's going to have like 3,200 life or something like that at this point. So.
Yeah. Breaky, you called it.
Sure did.
GG. But
profit
yeah, I don't.
34.
The thing is, he's not gonna be like, if he gets juked, it's gonna be hard for him to. That's the problem with Ravener and Predator. Those heroes, they kind of like, you can juke them and kite them because they're melee and they don't have that good gap closing abilities. He has his ball of lightning, but that's honestly only really amazing if you have either a really awesome setup or bulky. And he does have some good setup, but it comes down to how well recent gaming. Like, let's say Boo Boo gets some roots on him, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's going to be fairly tanky, sure, but he's going to get. Oh, what? A Null Stone? There, okay.
Wait, what? Okay, so he sold the Null Stone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, what?
That seems a little awkward.
There's actually. Is there any spell in this game?
There's
Moira has her Mana Thunder, yeah.
That's it, yeah. So
yeah,
that
would
be kind of silly.
You know what Ravener doesn't have?
What's that?
He doesn't have Charge Hammer. Sorry, he does have. Sorry, I messed that up. I meant the Mace, Savage Mace.
Savage Mace, yeah.
He's gonna be missing. What is it? 70% of his attacks? No, 30% of his attacks on Dark Lady.
I was gonna say Wingwill's not that strong, but
I mean,
still strong, still very strong.
Definitely,
he's gonna be missing quite a bit, yeah.
I mean, that might mean that Dark Lady will be able to. Oh, mid lane.
5 middle lane. They're gonna jump Ravener right here. Arcane Vortex immediately though on Ravener to stall it. He's gonna buy time to get the Shrunken head off. We do see in the background Pyromancer is gonna be picked. The Legion team will go retreat mode right here. Will they be able to fully retreat? Parasite. He's still on the run. They got more portal keys coming up soon, I would think. You see Mammon's going to try chasing. He turns around with the face. Says, screw it, I'm going to try for something. Mammon's coming in as well with an eruption, but the damage follow-up is not there. What is Recent doing? They're throwing themselves at them, and now Darkin is in trouble. The coordination not on point, but it might not backfire the most as a couple of abilities missing for the Hellborn side as well, and that's how the fight will end. So pretty sloppy by both sides even. But hey, the Hellborn team comes out on top in Nullstone.
It is hard to play against a Moira, man.
Yeah.
You have a target in mind. You go for the target. Moira says nope. You have to wait 4 seconds or 3 seconds. 3 seconds. 4 seconds. Sorry. Like it completely messed up recent gaming. They wanted to kill the Ravener. Moira says nope. Then Ravener gets out. He pops the Shrunken head, and he just turns around on Pyromancer died almost instantly.
Yeah. It's like almost like basically a more powerful Storm Spirit in a sense.
Yeah. I mean,
stalls everyone. So, Ravener doesn't get the token. By the way, Mammoth got the token. You like that decision?
Yeah. I think it comes down to Beerbangers. Like, first of all, I don't have a whole lot of item slots. I don't want to put my Abyssal Skull on the ground, and I feel fairly tanky. I'm gonna let someone else like Madman, who's not very tanky, but still deals quite a bit of damage. I'm going to let that guy have the token, and then I can just, I have 3k. I'm probably not going to die.
Ooh, Pyromancer found by Cthulhu Font right here. He's going to try to live, but that's not going to happen, though. Bubbles assisting.
Did you see what he was doing there?
Magnus and Watso were pushing the top lane as well, so he was kind of up there with them, but they kind of just left him.
Oh, Dark Lady.
They were like, you're on your own.
Dark Lady. Oh. No, there. Okay.
That would be a fun battle right there to see them go 1 versus 1, but I don't know who would
not
come
bad.
out right. I think Ravener would come out right now. But
I think Ravener's still pretty. Yeah, he's 100 GPM ahead almost.
Yeah.
So it'd be close.
Probably,
But Dark Lady doesn't have lifesteal, so Ravener is probably going to take that.
yeah, that's true, actually. That goes back to him not getting the Abyss Skull. In fact, Parasite still doesn't have it either, as you're bringing up earlier. So that's a little bit of an issue. I mean, items like that are very good to have. It's getting to this point of the game, so.
Tanga doesn't have the farm he needs to have to
No.
do his usual build.
Yeah,
That's
only
actually a big
230
problem.
GPM, yeah. This is not a typical game for him, that's for sure. And speaking of that, Demonic Breastplate finished on full of what you got, and actually Wild's going to be found by Ravener in the jungle. He's tanky with that ulti 4, but guess what? Ravener doesn't care. Madman, of course, coming in with that Brutalizer as well, and easily kills off Wild Soul, so.
Oh, look at the tower bot lane.
Look at that, though.
It just disappears.
Yeah. Dark Lady at least getting something out of it. He's going to fall back here as they use invulnerability. Ooh, fake fallback. Let's see if they maybe catch somebody.
Oh, the fake fallback meets Build Rod.
Magnus. They got exposed, and Magnus will portal key away as well, so that'll be the end of that. But they did push the middle secondary in, so now it's the bottom secondary tower, the last one remaining for the Legion side. The middle secondary, the only one remaining for Nullstone, though, so tower situation pretty even here between the two teams.
Chad was saying earlier that maybe the reason Ravener didn't go Polky was due to the boo-boo factor with Muck. And I feel like that's a pretty valid point if you think about it. Like, boo-boo is going to be sitting on Ravener, so the Polky is only really going to...
But that's like saying though Boo Boo's like constantly sitting on Ravener the whole game. Like you don't. Ideally, they would be going around themselves looking for kills. It's not like he's sending out Boo Boo like you would with a Hellhound or something like that. He's using Boo Boo to farm and doing whatever he's doing. So I honestly kind of disagree with that. It's not like the Mocker Brilliance is always right next to Ravener deactivating a portal key.
It's... Well, I mean, I'm going to give Chad this, that in teamfight, Ravener is not going to be able to use his portal key. But the portal key is still going to be up, as you said, as the initiation tool and as the catch tool from when he's farming and when he's ganking. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the reason you get the portal key is still going to be completely valid. So I'm sorry, Chad, I'm not buying it completely either. But nice try at least. A for effort.
It's it is a valid point. It is very valid. But if they're going against a Sand Wraith, especially with the Mock of Brilliance, something like that, like that would make a little more sense to me. But it's just again the concept on paper. On paper, it might sound like it's something, but just in practice, I really don't think that would be enough of a reason. But he gets Savage Mace, by the way. He does, and actually a Sheepstick on Bubbles. That's huge too.
Yeah. That is really, really, like, Sheepsticks are just the bane of one-core lineups. And I know this isn't completely a one-core lineup because, we get Wild Soul on the one side as a second-core carry and Madman as well on the other side. But it's definitely going to be huge if Bubbles can land that Hex on Imba Boy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, Ravener can kill 2k HP very fast if he just gets to hit the target. And his damage goes through the shrunken head as well. So yeah, it comes down to the supporting cast at this point. They're bot lane. Madman is sneaking in.
Moira's trying to catch. Shards of Harkon going off. Sheepstick on a Dark Lane. That's a big turn to start things off. The man is under the Arcane Vortex. No, he's not going to use it. Oh, there wasn't really anyone really nail your other than Bubble, so I guess I kind of get that. But Ravener's still going to find Dark Lady. However, she gets struck off just before. And Shield Charging strikes away, so that could have been a big catch right there. They still may get something as Parasite now. He's in trouble, and again, Tankafed just continues his struggle. But look at the top lane as well as the middle.
Yeah, Recent Gaming just knows that they don't feel comfortable winning teamfights, so they're playing what I call rat Dota. That's what they call it in split push. And they're just alright. So we're losing teamfight. Doesn't matter. We're not really putting effort into team fighting. We want to go for the towers while the rest of the team is not defending. Dark Lady is invis. Bubbles could die very fast here.
Yeah, they know they don't have numbers right now. In fact, Ravener might be in trouble too. This is a big chance right now for Recent Gaming. Opening onto Ravener. He pops through to the mini Sheepstick, and Target is going to fall just like that. What a catch right there by Nullstone. And look at Wild Soul. That's a tanky Wild Soul. He doesn't stand a chance, and he wants some more damage. He's not going to get more, but what a turn for Nullstone Gaming. right there. Having Bubbles right next to Ravener, that's what really did a beautiful bait on their part. And he finds Pyromancer over here. How did he know where he was? That was on the Warda side, I guess, probably spotted him going in here.
Yeah, that was a ward.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, Ravener is so tanky, but he still deals so much damage with his ulti buff. It just, it was like if Imboy had like just scouted, you know, a little bit further to the right, he would have seen the bubbles and he would have gone for bubbles first. But he didn't. He saw Ravener and assumed that Ravener was alone, and that.
They're going to try to jump on Ravener right here, but again, he's holding his ground. He has a team support. Tank of Pet 3-shot basically right there. Sheepstick once again on Dark Lady. She's being immobile in all of these fights. She goes down right away once again. They're pushing into the base right now. They get the easy tower kill. Eruption coming out from Magmaso, trying to make something happen. Ravener barely alive. Nice tablet, though, from the team support. Targeted by back, of course. Arcane Vortex coming out, and it's going to stall them long enough. Meanwhile, Cthulhu Fun's going to try to TP out in the background, and he will be successful. Unbelievable stand there as well by Nullstone to stay alive. Vote to concede.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised at that, to be frankly. I'm very surprised at that. I mean, I guess double buyback was using Name Boy, so that's the one big thing, but I think they still could have actually tried a little bit longer there. But I guess Ravener's too scary, man.
Ravener does have 700 DPM, and they can feel that, definitely. He is fully slotted now. He will be able to just sell and rebuy Stronghold heads as he pleases. So, yeah, in that one fight, they just... that would have turned out so much better if had seen that Bubbles.
That was the idea, though. They baited it, and they played that very well. Like I said, going into this match, man, Nullstone yesterday looked so impressive against Bad Monkey Gaming, and they did that once again right here against, now in this case, Reason Gaming in the semifinals. So they are a team on a mission. They're just like everyone else wants to go to DreamHack, but they really are playing like